Hello, teachers. I'm so sorry that I came back out of nowhere. Even though I spent like more than 30 minutes yesterday. The reason why I'm back is because of the incident that took place yesterday. Teacher Shawnee shared what exactly happened, and then I had a couple of students reached out to me and then just expressed their concerns and what they're going through. So I pray for them, and also I left, yeah, just a note for some of them who reached out to me. Now, I think it is important that by having these experiences, I'd like to emphasize what it what kind of opportunity is out there for us to properly guide them as we walk alongside with our students in their grieving process, because we will definitely have incidents like this in the future. I remember when I was in one of the counseling classes, so this professor came and our class was only like 6 people, and each one of us was having role play. Then we had to come up with a person who died earlier that we're still not able to reconcile, or in the process, in the grieving process. And I had this young, right, older brother. He was like so close to me, even closer than my family members. But then he got murdered. And I was going through a lot. And it happened back in 2005. That's one of the reasons why I left Toronto, Canada, and moved to LA, because I hated the city after that incident took place. Now we played this role play. Then what happened was, yeah, this professor asked me to write a letter. And then he told me to read it, like right in front of him. So I read the letter. And then, yeah, he kind of played as if he's the brother. He said, saying, yeah, thank you so much for thinking of me. I'm really, really doing well. So please continue your journey. And then I remember like crying so much. Now, so grieving process, it's very, very difficult thing for anyone to go through. But at the same time, when students, kids come to you, we have to have a clear understanding on how we can guide them. Now, I'm going to make it short. So there are 5 different stages when people go through grieving process. Number 1 is denial, right? Denial stage. And I don't need to like emphasize what denial stage is. Like they don't want to accept, oh man, my mom did not die. So that's like denial stage. There's stage of anger. There's stage of bargaining, depression, and acceptance. But believe it or not, all those like 5 stages, 5 steps, there's no such order for it. Sometimes like they accept first and then denial comes later. Sometimes acceptance comes at the end. So it's all different. Like bargaining is a part where you feel like, you know what, if I do this test well, then I'll be so convicted that my mom is watching me from heaven. Like that's like bargaining process. So what can we do to students who are going through that right now, and then who come to you for that? Number 1, instead of giving them tools on how to process their anger, that's their denial stage, or all those feelings of guiltiness. It is time where, so no tools, because it is so fresh in them, right? So give them some time and then just tell them to sit in it. It's okay to feel bad about it. It's okay to feel sad. So have them like take some time to just reflect upon the death of their loved one or their friend. And then secondly, when it's time for them to reflect, these are some questions that I would like to help our kids or anyone who's in the grieving process to remember. I'll just share this to you. Wow, like even talking about this isn't easy, to be honest. What I do is question to ask myself, like when I am going through a grieving process, is what am I feeling? So be honest about my feelings, right? So what am I feeling? And second question is, why am I feeling this way? Third is, where do I feel in it? So where do I feel it in my body, right? Is it your heart? Is it your hand? And then lastly, what can I do for myself? So not what someone else can do for you, but what can I do for myself? So grief doesn't get better, but then the experiences through grieving process can get better. So by giving that to give that clear understanding, I think we can actually ask students to draw with a crayon, like draw a huge circle, right? And then like have them think that that is what grieving is. And then in the circle, like have them write all the emotions and all the things that they can think of. You see, so it's not necessarily our like grief, it's getting bigger and bigger. It's the experiences inner circle. So have them to think that it is totally okay to be sad, right? To be sorrow. And then okay for them to cry at the same time. My homework for you is, what about spiritual aspect? What if someone asks you, like, if someone suicide, if someone kills him or herself, like, do they go to hell? Would God forgive them? So if someone asks you, how are you going to understand and how are you going to answer them? So that's my homework for you, and then we can talk about it later. Thank you so much for just listening. Bye-bye, and have a good rest of the week.